Imagine waking up one day in the most powerful empire the world had ever seen, only to watch it crumble within your lifetime. Cities abandoned, roads overgrown, aqueducts dry. A world that once ruled over 50 million people, gone. How does an empire like Rome, that dominated continents, built wonders, and shaped the very laws we live by today, simply fall? Well, it didn't happen overnight, and it wasn't just one thing. This is the true story of the fall of the Roman Empire, and it's far more complex and far more dramatic than you've been told. At its height around 117 AD, the Roman Empire was unmatched. It stretched from Britain to Egypt, from Spain to the Middle East. It had a professional army, a booming economy, stunning infrastructure, and perhaps most importantly, a sense of invincibility. But as history shows us, no empire lasts forever. So, what brought Rome down? Historians have debated this for centuries, but the truth isn't just one cause. It's a perfect storm. Let's start with the most obvious suspect, the barbarians. Between the 3rd and 5th centuries, waves of so-called barbarian tribes, Visigoths, Vandals, Huns, and Ostrogoths, began pressing against Rome's borders. In 410 AD, the Visigoths, led by Alaric, did the unthinkable. They sacked Rome. For the first time in 800 years, the Eternal City fell to an enemy. Later, in 455 AD, the Vandals did it again. And in 476 AD, a Germanic general named Odoacer officially deposed the last Western Roman emperor, Romulus Augustulus. Many historians point to that year, 476, as the fall of the empire. But why was Rome so vulnerable to begin with? Rome's collapse didn't begin with swords. It began within. Years of corruption, political instability, and economic collapse hollowed out the empire. Emperors were assassinated left and right. In one 50-year stretch, over 25 emperors rose and fell, many violently. Meanwhile, inflation ran rampant. The government kept minting coins with less silver to pay for the army, making Roman currency almost worthless. The once flourishing economy began to rot. Rome's population declined, food shortages grew, taxes increased, and morale crashed. The empire became harder to govern. Loyalty shifted away from Rome and toward local warlords and generals. Sound familiar? These are the same signs of collapse we've seen in countless empires since. In 285 AD, Emperor Diocletian split the empire in two. The Eastern Roman Empire, which became the Byzantine Empire, and the Western Roman Empire. The East had wealth, strong cities like Constantinople, and access to trade routes. The West, not so lucky. Rome, the heart of the empire, found itself increasingly isolated, underfunded, and under siege. While the East would survive for another 1,000 years, the West was left to crumble. Now here's where it gets even more interesting. As Christianity spread, Rome changed dramatically. The old Roman values, military discipline, civic duty, and polytheism began to fade. Some argue that Christianity weakened Rome's martial spirit. Others say it gave people hope during dark times. But it certainly changed the culture, the leadership, and even the priorities of the empire. When Emperor Theodosius I made Christianity the state religion in the late 4th century, traditional Roman institutions began to erode faster than ever before. So, what really caused the fall of the Roman Empire? The truth is, all of it. It wasn't just the barbarians. It wasn't just bad leadership. It wasn't just the economy, or Christianity, or the division of the empire. It was all of them, at once. Rome didn't fall in a single moment. It decayed, it transformed, it collapsed under its own weight, like a great marble statue slowly cracking over centuries. And maybe the real question isn't how Rome fell, but how it lasted so long to begin with. Rome's story is a warning, a mystery, and a mirror, and we're only scratching the surface. If you found this video fascinating, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit the bell, Because here at Echoes Through Time, we uncover the real stories behind the world we live in.